the sounds of
YBE.
This is the early years, y'all. So calm down.
But
Bear
it's
with us.
But it's
not
still
finished.
fire. It's still fire.
It's still heat. It ain't finished though.
Let's get it.
It's all
Tryna
love.
get it. Let me get it. I'm tryna get it. Let me get it. I'm tryna get it. Let me get it. Oh, shawty, you cute. You were dancing like a model. Looking everything there from body. I'm trying to leave with you. Leave this club with you. Break the bedroom up with you. I'm trying to get at you. Girl, I'm trying to be your boyfriend. 'Cause I can't wait to get the loving in. I'm trying to leave with you. Leave this club with you. Break the bedroom up with you. I'm trying to get at you. You're so amazing. You pretty, got a cute face, that body banging. You must be from another state, I'm feeling you. Girl, what's your name? I'm tryna hook up with you, do that midnight thing. So shawty, what it be? All we need is time. So won't you give me that green light so I can play with your mind? So tell me where you at. I wanna come through and wreck. But once we go there, there ain't no coming back. Oh, no. Shawty, you cute.
Start this motherfucker.
Yeah. 200,000.
Sheesh. Welcome to the All In show. God damn.
I'm gonna sip my kombucha to that. 200,000. I ain't giving nobody 200,000 for nothing.
Right.
Y'all gonna make it
maybe a house, maybe a condo.
If I know what I know now, I would probably make some different choices. Obviously, because that's life. Right?
I said, Mike, man, that's real expensive. I remember being 200,000.
No, it wasn't that at the time.
Okay.
You right about the 90-some thousand because I remember that figure.
Originally, right.
I remember that figure.
And I was like, Mike, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And Mike was like, I believe in me. I'm gonna make it.
Oh yeah, you gonna make it back? Yeah, you gonna make it back.
There you go. And that's exactly what I probably said.
Yep. You said I'm gonna make it. One person I knew in 2003 or 2004, excuse me, for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 2004.
Class of 04.
03, 04, 05. 2, 3, 4, 5.
You young, boy.
Let's start this motherfucker,
Right.
man.
Hey, welcome back to the All In Show. I was working on the intro.
Yeah. Let's get it.
It's your boy Hollywood Harwell.
Yeah.
With me, I got us the livest DJ.
Yeah.
The dopest DJ.
Yeah.
The dreaded DJ.
Yeah.
His favorite noises.
Yeah.
Bro, Dusty, what it do, bro?
My boy. I'm chilling, man.
Yeah, feel good?
Yeah, God hit me with a light bulb last couple of days. Shout out to Big God, man. Waking me up.
You sure it wasn't rough?
Man, sure wasn't rough. Nah, but I'm good, man. Everything good, blessed. Can't complain, man.
Man.
That's good.
Here with another
Bounce back with a
motherfucking legend.
Bro. We don't normally introduce him,
Nah,
right? But I'm going to give you a pre-in. You're going to do yours. I'm going to give you a pre-in. I want y'all to know we got here sitting here. We got probably top 10 most famous people from Kankakee County.
Most famous. Oh my gosh.
He gonna downplay it.
Okay.
So we're gonna go through it all. So I'm not gonna introduce you everything.
You introducing the legend today.
This is my boy.
Let's get it.
Long time friend. I'm gonna let him bring it in with his name and everything there. But proud to have you on the show. So dope to give you your flowers, bro. So if you could for us, can you give us your name, your birthplace, your zodiac, your favorite music artist, and if you got an iPhone or Android?
I appreciate it. I think it's an honor. Thank you guys for this opportunity and even wanted to celebrate me because sometimes I don't, I'm still figuring things out. I still feel, but I appreciate that. However, my name is Mike Spears.
Yeah.
For those that already know, or for those that don't know, sorry. I have an iPhone.
Yeah.
However, my iPhone is more like.
I want to take back that whole introduction. This is some guy.
Yeah, man.
I was sort of bullied into the iPhone. No, I wasn't bullied, but I was.
My mama was bullied into one, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He bullied his own mama to that.
Oh yeah.
Because
I iPhones, man.
Oh yeah.
Keep it.
I like Android because I felt with Android you can kind of bootleg things.
You do a lot more.
You can do a lot more. You can do a lot more back end. We ain't got to go into all that.
Yeah.
What was
What you got today?
So
I got an
Let's
iPhone.
go one more time. Pull it up to the so the people can.
iPhone. Don't ask me which one. It's probably the one.
Yeah.
where were you born?
Where were I was born in Kankakee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Born and raised
Born and raised.
in Kankakee?
No, okay, so let me get that right. Because
There we go,
people,
'cause they'll fight.
they'll fight. They'll fight. Especially people that grew up around the time we grew up. So I got to clarify.
Right.
I ain't from Chicago.
Right.
I ain't. I was born in Kankakee, but you got to be specific when you say this. I grew up and was raised in Hopkins.
HP?
Yeah.
Shout out to the 4-way.
Yeah, exactly. To the four-way. I ain't grew up at the 4-way though.
He was a little before the 4-way.
I was a little bit before. I was on the Church of Crossroad around there.
Right.
So Crossroad. But yeah, so that's where I grew up. So I definitely want to clarify that because I know people get a little touchy with if you don't get those things.
This is the biggest question our fans love after the iPhone.
Okay.
What's your zodiac?
Aries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Your boy don't like Aries.
Oh no, yo, what's
How
wrong?
you been this cool with
You
this
be
man?
Bro, I got like 15 Aries people I'm mad cool with.
That's crazy. You don't even
Why
like
you
him.
don't like Aries?
He don't like him.
What you
He
say?
don't like him,
What
bro.
you say? Another time
Another-
for another show. That's his favorite thing to say when he can't answer.
Another time for another show.
I didn't drop my mic. Being on Aries.
It's-
Warn me about the night.
Well, depends on what you believe, but I know I know a lot of great Aries.
Me too.
I normally am really good
For sure.
friends with other Aries.
March
No.
or April?
April.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm gonna have to start tallying, seeing who April and who March, and see what makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah, a lot of people downplay it, man, but some of that stuff true. Like, do you believe in it at all? In your zodiac? and stuff
I
like
used
that?
to, but as I gotten older, I just feel like at this point, most of us are toxic anyways.
And some
All of us got a
areas,
little drink
for
in
sure.
us.
We all got a little
We all
drink.
got a little drink.
We all got a little bit, and but I do whenever I do like investigate and read some about it, it does sometimes
Some of it do
ring
make
true.
sense.
It's like, that's definitely that person.
We've
So,
been talking about it for forever. We've had to reschedule a couple times, but we do have we have a guy explaining the zodiac coming soon. Shout out to Smitty. Every time.
Yeah, that's it. That's a trade.
Shout out to Smitty. He's gonna do that for us. We just all been so busy. Every time the show come up, something happened between one of us. Like,
Yeah.
we gotta reschedule.
We got you, my boy.
For sure. That's the dude.
yeah.
And your favorite music artist?
My favorite music artist, man, that's a tough one because I'm like,
Not one, just name some.
Oh man, okay.
You gotta
Well,
pick- you
all
gotta
right,
pick
so
your
I'm
own.
Yeah, whichever
gonna
one
go
follows
back
to you.
because for those that know me would probably appreciate this. You
I told him on the way up
Yeah,
there.
you might appreciate this, but TLC was
He gonna
probably.
talk about TLC.
You can bring my TLC babies over.
And what's your favorite TLC album, bro?
My favorite TLC album is Crazy Sexy Cool.
Yeah,
album.
Oh yeah,
Mine was a fan mail.
Word?
I actually
Really?
like fan mail.
Really?
Yeah.
Fan Mail was I liked Fan Mail at the time. You can bring him over. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all know Adam. Well, y'all know
This is
him, yeah.
Adam. You can give him away.
Yeah.
To Adam. There you
So-
go. Adam will be
Yeah,
on the
I might-
episode
I
soon.
might keep TLC up here.
Okay,
but
keep him up there.
I don't want to seem crazy. No, you can take
No,
him back.
no, you can not leave that.
You
There you go. Okay, there you go.
You'll block them out if they got a problem.
There we go.
I'm saying if you two got a problem, you'll block them out.
Bars right there.
Yeah, but
Don't
TLC.
touch left eye. She bring
I'm
y'all
about to
back.
say right.
They should get her a flamethrower.
Rest in peace. Rest up, baby.
They should have gave him a flame. That'd be pretty good. But obviously, TLC and Left Eye was probably my favorite artist out of that group.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill,
Okay.
Prince.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of songwriters. So
Okay.
R. Kelly, regardless of how people feel about him or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
We can talk about that
We ain't
later.
even gonna bring that up on your episode. We got enough to go
Oh,
through.
we sure do. Yeah, we do.
Mike
But-
got a whole life to go through. He
Let's
ain't.
get it.
Yeah, but Babyface,
Okay.
Smokey Robinson, Sam
All the
Cooke.
legends.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I'm a big fan of the writers.
I remember when Destiny Child first came out, they were starting to break records. And somebody came and told him that Destiny Child was the biggest female group of all time. He went off about TLC, bro. It's the only time I ever seen Mike get mad about music.
Because at that time, Destiny Child wasn't as big as
They
TLC
just started,
at that
right.
time. They would just start. This is before Beyonce even had a solo record
Right,
out. You
right.
know, this is like what Survivor of Destiny's Child. You know,
Right.
They was pulling up,
Bro,
but
They was
wasn't-
pulling.
Not
They
quite
was.
there.
We was
They
going
weren't quite
Upward
there.
Bound, getting our $5 every week.
Yeah.
Man.
He was getting his $5.
And
They
Tuesday.
said, Destiny Child.
Yeah.
You was up around too?
Yep, I was at that.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
He must have went right after we left.
The Overbound. I was
Man,
at the show.
boy, I love. Shout out to everybody at Upward Bound.
Shout out to Upward Bound.
Yeah.
Well,
Hold on, we gotta do the
Mr.
class right. Mr. Braun,
Mr. Braun.
Mr. Braun.
Mr. Music.
Mr. Music.
Mr.
What was
Miss-
it?
Dwayne
Miss
Music. For
Miss
sure.
Zonky.
And
Okay.
Miss Zonky, yeah.
See, I think my memory be good.
You
My
on it.
memory is on point.
I remember y'all faces and stuff personally.
Yeah.
I'm old and there was a lot of alcohol in between. They got him.
Mr. Music was my boy. Mr. Braun was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Braun was my dude. Like,
Mr. Brown says dude because he would imitate him.
do you remember when we? Oh man, we was bad. Like,
Was
we
y'all
were-
bad when y'all went away to college for
I
that
didn't
little
go.
time? You
Oh
didn't go.
man,
Yep,
You
I
missed
ain't
a
go.
good time.
man,
Everybody say that.
that was my favorite summer.
So look, I'm
One of
gonna
my
tell
favorite summers.
Correct me while I make my mistakes.
I'll let
Because
you know.
I can't start off right, but I'm gonna get it going.
I'll let you know.
Somehow we at night. Let's say this right. So at night we was living like we was really at college.
Yeah.
We was because you have a bedtime.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to leave your doors.
yeah,
Door's supposed to be shut. Ain't supposed to be open.
yeah.
Bro, we'd be up to 4, 5 in the morning in each other's rooms, kicking and drinking pops like it's alcohol. We was trying to figure out how to get alcohol.
That
Do
college
you
life.
remember back then? This before cell phone. I had actually had a cell phone then.
You did.
But I remember back then, most people had the little two-way radios. That's back
Yeah,
when
we
the,
bought them up. Yeah.
That's back. This is like 2002 or something like that. So this is long
2002,
ago.
2001.
Damn, that was like 20 some years ago.
Bro, don't do
That's
that.
crazy.
Don't.
It seemed like it was just
How old
yesterday.
are you again?
Oh shit! I was
You
finna
just
get the line.
turned-
Finna get the line. 26.
There we go. So it ain't that long ago. If you
Right.
2 years in it. So look, bro. Because I got to get going so we can get this going.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna tell a story. So somehow we decided we finna have a water fight. Somebody had
man.
sprayed somebody with water. We don't know how. No, they had water guns. They had bought water
Okay.
guns, and they started shooting everybody. They was opening
In the
doors
dorms.
in the dorms. They just opening doors and rapidly spread everybody. Right. So all of a sudden, cats is running around with big pails of water.
Oh man,
You remember that?
I don't remember the water guns, but I definitely remember water fights.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's why he came up there and yelled. Because we was running around the
man.
hall with these huge pails of
Oh
water.
man,
Hitting everybody with this water. When you in the hallway, it's waves of water.
Acting a fool.
We acting
acting
fool.
a
At these
fool.
people's school.
at these people's school.
That's crazy.
Man,
Bro.
we supposed to be in there learning. We
Yeah.
and he came up them. That was Mr.
That's Mr. Brown, right?
No, that was Mr. Music.
Mr. Music, right?
Mr. Music, because
That's my boy. Mr. Music.
He
he had a big head.
bro, the way he opened that door, everybody, like when the door opened, everybody just kind of shut down.
Just
Right,
froze.
he like,
Oh,
Yeah.
good
in the bag.
good in the butt.
He definitely country. Motherfucker.
He
Bro.
was super country.
Yeah.
And shout out to
Yeah, I
Mr.
remember
Music.
Mr. Music for sure.
Yeah,
They set us all down. They threatened to take our money.
No,
Yeah.
that was one offense.
Yeah,
but we had a few.
We had a few.
We had a few. We almost
They
got
was
put out
sneaking out of the dorm area.
Yeah.
They was
Yeah.
leaving at night.
at night.
So y'all was just wild.
Man,
It was wild, bro.
So you know how they used to try to take what they tried. They did. They would take us to plays and stuff. And mind you, so mind you, like we kids from like
Nothing.
I didn't realize how much like Kankakee was hood until I got out of
yeah.
it, and I was like, damn, I did grow up in the hood.
Yeah.
Like that was
Hood,
hood. That's-
Yeah, you're
Country
right.
and hood. It was
Could-
both.
I was in
Yeah.
country hood. Like,
Yeah.
so you take these kids to these well-established plays and things, and
Oh,
we
yeah,
watching
we
all
in
this
Memphis,
art.
right?
We were probably we was some. We
We was
definitely
in
we was
Memphis.
somewhere. We wasn't somewhere around here.
It was
I know
either
for sure.
Memphis or was it Atlanta we went to first? Oh no, it was
No.
Ohio when we went to that theme park.
I didn't go that year. That was the year before.
Okay, so then we was in Memphis. that
We was
year
in
before.
Memphis. Yep.
Yep.
So we got this play, and mind you, it's one of those theaters where it's like a circle.
Yeah.
And we never, at least for me, I never been in nothing like
Yeah,
that.
me
Where the
neither.
play is happening in the middle, and the audience is kind of like,
It's like
looking down
Looking
into
down on them. Okay.
It's like going to a college football game.
Yeah.
You know how they got the
Sitting at the top,
domes and
right.
everything.
it.
Right?
Yeah.
For sure.
So mind you, it's all us from Upward Bound, and you got kids from St. Anne,
So
Moments,
y'all turned up.
Kankakee,
Oh yeah.
watching
I'm
something
already
that we don't care about.
Watching something that's beyond our years at this point. Because we in high school.
Who signed us up to go to an opera, bro?
I don't. Listen, we was so ghetto. Like, it was the absolute. And what was bad, I think that was one of the times I was probably on my worst behavior. And I was
Mike was a ringleader
I was a
that
normally
day.
pretty good kid.
Mike was a ringleader that day.
Man.
I remember this. I'm trying to let him get it out.
We sat there, and it was okay. So we in circle, right? Okay, I'm gonna get the story out so we get to the show. Anyway, so
Me, Mike, and Brandon Brown.
it was me, Ryan, Brandon, Carlos, and Rob. Carlos. We went to go see Carlos.
Did y'all?
We did. We had lunch with Carlos.
Shout out to
Shout out to Carlos.
Yes.
For sure.
And Roby. It was us. It was like 5 of us.
Yeah.
So we can see across
Shout out
the
to
way
Chris.
to.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Chris. We can see across the way to like other people in Upward Bound, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we like sitting there and the show is happening. We like whispering like, "Hey, look at Ronnie."
Ronnie was an RA.
Right.
He was in charge of us.
And it's quiet. So we like, and we just, it ain't shit happening. They ain't doing nothing but watching the play.
Yeah.
But
we not.
Eating their ass.
Eating them, bro.
I'm already knowing.
we over there just, and when you kids, it just take one person to laugh.
Get started, yeah.
And it was me because I had like this weird type of laugh back in the day.
You still got it.
I still do a little bit.
Set the whole
But
thing.
man, I must have chuckled a little bit, and we would go on almost the whole show.
And I'm loud.
I'm already knowing what you just started.
Right, Mr. Brown was so.
So here's what he's
mad.
not telling you. So Ronnie is laid in his seat.
Right, I ain't telling that part.
He slouched over in somebody else's lap that we don't know, bro.
Right.
So it was like Ronnie is performing on this person from afar. We don't know.
He just
And look, he would move and he would arch. And just the way you like, yo,
getting busy.
Yeah,
we at the
At
roll.
the opera.
We at the roll.
Long show.
at the wrong man. It was so
Mike
funny.
said, look.
At the opera.
Look what Ronnie over there doing. I
Phantom
say, you
of the Opera.
lying. I know he ain't doing that. Mike do his laugh, and you know all it takes is one
man.
person to laugh, and they took our money. We ain't getting no money that week.
We did not get money that week. You're absolutely right. They took our money that week.
Big Brian gonna take
Oh,
that paper.
yeah, but say Big Brian.
I remember that, bro.
He took them.
Big
The opera
Brian to
was
sit you
2
down and
hours.
talk to you.
Yeah, that play was long.
Yeah.
For an hour and 58 minutes.
Man.
We was laughing at Ronnie get his person fake head.
Man,
He's doing
when I
something.
tell you,
And he was looking like he was sick when he was doing it, bro. It was crazy.
That's tough. At the opera.
At the opera.
you know what's funny about that story is that I remember Mr. Brown being heated. He was mad as hell at it. He was shocked that it was us because he thought
Right.
we were the ones who could set a better example.
Yeah.
We would always get away before everybody so we didn't get in trouble.
Exactly.
Y'all the ones who started this shit.
Right.
This one was us. And we got everybody going.
The
The whole area by us. Just like 15 people.
It was, and I remember the girls over about. They were mad as hell at us too. Y'all so immature. I'm sorry, 'cause you know, like back then,
We was.
because back then the girls just thought they was so much more mature than us,
Yeah.
and they're like, y'all just so immature. Y'all ain't know what y'all laughing at. And like,
Oh, no, we did.
but we knew we were laughing. And I
knew what was
remember
going on.
telling Mr. Brian while we was laughing, and he even got a little chuckle, like, okay,
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I
Y'all
can
can't
see
get
why.
my
I
They,
money.
thought y'all was just tripping.
yeah,
And y'all got to study
and we had to study, and we had to stay at the freaking study hall like an hour late every day.
for a week.
And like everybody else was able to go home. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we can go to the
No, that was good, bro.
No, y'all good. I
That was
remember
memory
Big
lane.
Brian. That was my boy.
Appreciate y'all letting us go down memory lane. That was
Man, absolutely. And again, shout out to Mr. Brian there, man, for dealing with us. Just dealing with everybody that came
Yeah,
through that
Do
program.
you remember that time? It was another one of them nights. Everybody was acting a fool, right? So me and you was running around taking over people's rooms. Remember that? He was like, I don't even want to do this. I was like, no, Mike, ain't nobody go fight me. Come on.
Right.
That's me.
Ryan was definitely like, ain't nobody gonna fight me. And the thing was, nobody was gonna fight Ryan.
Hell no.
Hey, they would walk out their room and she be like, you tripping, bro.
Ooh, I ain't gonna bring
No
it up.
names,
I ain't
no
gonna bring it
names,
up.
no
I ain't
names.
gonna bring
Making
it
it cause a
up.
problem.
No, I ain't gonna
So
bring it
look,
up.
Cool, but
I ain't gonna
Here's
say it.
what happened. So we had taken over somebody's room and they went in Mike's room and went to sleep. And we tried to wake him up like, man, you need to get out of here. You
Even
need
though
to get
y'all
out of
took
here.
over their room.
Man.
You need to get out of here, bro. It wasn't a bully thing. It was a playful thing.
It was a
Because the
playful
moment
thing.
you stepped out your
Coolest
room,
bully.
the moment you stepped out your room, I stepped out your room. Like, man, you got your room, just playing with
Yeah.
you, bro.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So look, homie sleep on his floor. And I don't remember, for some reason, we had left him there and we had started doing stuff with other people. We came back at his room and Mike was like, yo, let's mess with him. We took, like, shaving cream.
Oh, man, we
took Vaseline, lotion. They put all of this in his head. So, look, they yelled at him like, wake up. And he woke up.
Oh,
in the
man.
face.
I would have fought your ass that day.
You wouldn't have, because look, so when he woke up and did it,
things got heated.
I took the whipped
Not
cream.
with Ryan, but I was thinking
I took the shaving cream, rubbed it on my face and laid down. So when he popped up, I was like, bro, they got me too.
Nah, this is dope shit.
No, they got me too.
Man,
and he believed it.
Yeah, those moments, I just wish we
relive them one more time.
just one more time for those high school moments. It was a beautiful time.
For sure.
Like we didn't realize how great we really had it.
Yeah,
like, and we had it good.
We did,
especially in the hood, for sure.
To have somewhere to go for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I think we came home. Out of that 6 weeks, we came home for a week.
Like a week, yeah. And then we went back for 3 weeks.
Man, dude, that was love.
Yeah.
Let's get into my experience.
Yeah.
We went straight down memory lane.
Man, this I was having fun. I'm about to bring up a whole lot of
up. Like, here they go.
Right. I'm about to bring up some more stuff from Bound.
We gonna catch that as soon as it.
Yeah, okay, we got you. I got you. Go ahead.
So, did any of you? I know that, and I want to say this first.
Okay, go ahead.
There aren't many people who are multi-entertainment talented.
Okay.
You run into people who can write, can't rap. Especially where we from, and it's no offense to anybody.
Yeah.
You run into people who can rap, can't write. You run into people who they seem to have some type of acting talent, but that doesn't make them directors or writers. It's not going anywhere.
Hard to do both.
Right.
Mike's one of the few multifaceted people.
Do all of them.
When it comes to entertainment, bro, Mike is an entertainer.
I
so I want to make
that.
sure no words. I want to make sure we say that because we're going down a memory lane from him. So we jump between singing and dancing to performing in groups to performing on cruise ships to writing a movie, directing a movie, producing a movie.
You starring in that motherfucker too?
No, I'm not. I mean, that's funny. You're not the only person to ask that question. I'm like, nope, I'm not starring. But that was a decision though I made, like saying I'm not going to be in this.
Why not?
Not this one.
Not this one.
Okay.
Because
future ones are you?
Oh yeah, future ones I do have plans to. Yeah. But the thing is, I'm a type of person is if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it for real.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna play around with it. And I feel like as an actor, I want to learn from some other actors. I want to get around some other people that act for real. Because if you see me out there acting, I don't want you like, oh, you acting.
He acting. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want you to really feel it. So in the future, absolutely, I would definitely take part into that part of it.
So I want to focus a little bit about your young years, and I know that they were very music heavy.
Yeah.
In the young years. So speaking of you young, did you have any relatives who were into music when you were young?
Oh yeah, my whole family.
Yeah,
my whole family pretty much. It was I grew up in a trailer in Hopkins with my family, and pretty much like my grandfather, he would take my cousins. I was too young at the time, and they formed a gospel group.
Okay,
so always hearing guitars, drums, or singing, hearing harmonies, and
your mother was also
and my mother. Yeah, my mom was always singing too. So she was always, either singing at somebody's funeral, but she also was in a group. Shout out to the Good Spirits.
Shout out to the Good Spirits
for sure.
So they had that whole thing. So growing up, I was always around music. Right. Always. I don't remember a day where I didn't hear somebody singing or playing an instrument.
That makes sense. Like when you were really young, and then Okay. And when did you realize that you could sing?
Oh man, I realized I could sing. I didn't think about my uncle did, but I realized that this is gonna be a real story. Okay, y'all can judge me. I don't give a shit. Can we cuss on here? I'm sorry.
It's your episode.
Yeah, okay.
You want to do? Because
normally
recommend you don't smoke crack. But outside of that,
other than that,
all right,
we got the all in show.
It's all in here. We live, baby.
Yeah. So growing up, like my favorite movie, because it was my first movie I ever seen at the theater, was The Little Mermaid.
Okay.
So she was a singer. Exactly. She was a singer. So I used to sing that.
Right along with her.
Right along with her. And I always liked the idea of singing, but I never knew that I could really sing.
I get what you're saying. You knew you sounded nice with her, but you didn't know you were singing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then because I was so young and I wasn't at that time joining my grandfather's group.
Right.
Or even my mom's new group, I just didn't really express a lot of interest in it because I feel like, oh, that's their thing.
That's their thing.
Right.
You know, and I don't want to like, even at that young age, I was always conscious. I don't want to step on nobody's toes, so I'll just play my part right here.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. So the church was influential of your love of music.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna ask earlier.
Yeah,
too, with church, and that's a lot of live instruments. How do you think hearing live instruments had that effect on your singing too, and just your entertainment wise now?
Oh, it had a big effect on it because it was like growing up with live instruments. Like now, the type of work I do is almost different because a lot of the instruments are not live.
Okay.
Like there may be a drummer played it or something,
Yeah.
but it's when I'm
That
mixing
thing
it,
is
it's
all
not
digital.
live.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But growing up, that's what I preferred to hear, that live sound. There's something about
Makes
that
sense.
kick drum.
It
that
is.
and there's something about that bass guitar that gets you. And it's especially in the church. And don't let that
Church,
organ
yeah.
get the playing.
Yeah.
Don't let that organ get the playing. And then it's a whole nother
If you
episode.
sit down and think like an organ, a bass guitar, and drum do not supposed to sound good together unless
They
you're
don't.
at church.
That's it.
That's where
Yeah.
it connected.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They
how
create the
that
power of
prolonged-
that Holy Spirit real quick. on
Man,
there.
real
that go
quick.
to every
You
type
can
of
spend all your
music.
money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All music got bass. All music got some type
Yeah.
of drums. All got some type of
Exactly.
organ or sound in there. So
Yeah.
for sure.
What
So-
she,
Oh, go ahead.
What she say on Coming to America? We'll take the change. I mean, we'll take the money, the jingles, but we prefer the money, the clothes.
Exactly.
That's them three together. That's what they bring.
Sure.
Yeah, they really do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Same way here. Yep.
Okay. Do you have any early life music recordings?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, a lot of them that we did.
Okay. So
back in the day.
that was a setup question for it.
Matter of fact, I did see that.
So
That's what I've opened
Oh
up with.
man.
not only
Yeah.
is that old stuff of
You
me
was
rapping,
flowing, boy.
That's old.
Yeah.
Rapping. Before I was rapping, I was in the singing room with Mike.
He was
We talked
singing.
about that
Was
on
you
the
singing?
woman.
He
We
was
talked
singing.
about it on
He was
the
singing.
ladies episode.
Wait.
Remember on the ladies episode I
Wait.
told you I was in the R&B group? You don't remember?
I thought you was just doing like direct, like Kirk Franklin it.
No.
You can sing for real?
He was
Now
on-
I'm not as, you know. Cause
Them be the niggas that can sing. Who do that? Man, but if he do that shit with his hands, you know he lying.
right. Like,
Stop it.
that was right. That
I'm not no T-Smooth. I ain't no Mike. Let's get that out the way.
Wait, what? How
Y'all
you
gonna have women
stand
walking up to you.
was.
You had it like
Ryan
that.
said.
I was Duran-ish.
That's when the girls came and
No, I ain't had the curls then. I had the, what was it, the Caesar or the Even? I don't remember.
Man, that's
Oh, man.
crazy.
Yeah, bro. So
Hidden
yeah.
talents, huh?
Yeah, so we performed We're Bound twice.
Okay.
Yep.
Our second performance. Shout out to Brandon Brown. He was the third member of the group.
B Brown.
Also take that shout out back because B Brown ruined the group.
Take it back.
Yeah.
First take back ever.
Right.
B Brown ruined the group.
Yeah.
He went, so once we decided we was a group, B Brown wouldn't come no more. He wouldn't come to practice.
He wouldn't come to
He wouldn't come to
practice.
sing. He wouldn't
If
come
it
to
was
record.
cool, he was good.
We was out. Remember that time?
Which time? I ain't trying to throw him under the bus, but it's the truth.
But you know, I'm gonna go back a little before, but I'm gonna go back to that point. That Overbound Summer, that was the first time I ever realized I could sing.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I was recording like on like a little
Playing
karaoke
around,
machine, just
right.
playing around. But that was the first time I ever knew I could sing.
Really?
He
Oh,
heard
yeah.
y'all saying, I sound better than these niggas. Oh,
It
yeah, I
didn't
can
even go. That's
sing
not how
for
he
sure.
wasn't that dude. It was like this. So I don't even know what started us to want to sing.
I don't even know what
I think we
doing.
was playing around
Yeah.
because we would play. You know me, I play
Yeah.
around. Mike playful too, especially if he know you.
Right.
So Mike was playing around, and I believe we was washing clothes, but we had them girls downstairs, and
Yeah.
and that music was just singing, and it was like, yo,
You know what? You right. I remember that.
we was washing clothes. We had a group of girls down there, and Mike started playing around singing,
Yeah.
and I jumped in, and then
You're
a
right.
couple other people jumped in, and then the RA who ruined
Yeah.
our performance, he heard us.
Came in there hating them.
No, he come
No,
in,
he-
he put us together.
Right. Yeah.
He was like,
Okay.
yo,
My
we need to do a
fault, player.
performance.
Yeah, he like, this your note, this your note,
Yeah.
this your
Yeah.
note. Yeah,
Put it
so he-
together.
Until it was his
Yeah.
turn to hit his note.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Why?
But yeah, that was the first time, and then like after that summer,
I had no idea.
Yeah, that was my
Okay.
first time ever like knowing like, damn, when people
I'm a
like,
dude.
dude, you can like really sing.
We
Like
all-
I was
he was
singing a
the
little
dude,
bit, but
yeah.
that was the first time ever that was like really people like,
Yeah.
dude, you should do this.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, yeah.
But going back to Brandon,
shout out, Take Back.
give another shout out again.
That's our new thing. Shout out, Take Back.
So,
Ain't that bad.
so it was three of us. It was me, Ryan, and Brandon, and we was in a group, and we were
It was
called.
originally 7 of us.
It was like 7 of us.
And we called ourselves, me and Mike called us all of them.
all of them. Yeah, all of them.
I fucks with
Because it was originally us. Because it was 5 of us. And
Yeah.
the 2 more came, and we was like, all
Oh,
of
it
them.
was a whole bunch.
Let's go.
And then it eventually boiled down to me, Ryan, and Brandon. We were called Anonymous.
Anonymous, yeah.
We had business cards and everything.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
Yeah. That was a good time.
Dope, man. Yeah.
I'm about to get some of that footage.
Man.
Yeah, send me
Man.
that. If you
I didn't know that's when you had started. I always believed it was before then.
It was like, mind you, again, like I was recording myself, like just writing, because I was recording for a long, long time, just writing music.
Right.
But as far as like getting in front of people and singing, that was like the first time
Really?
I ever did something.
So that wasn't the first time I ever did it because of church. I done a few little solos before at church and all of that.
Yeah.
Or being a swing choir, or you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I've always been music oriented. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, we knew Mike was the lead singer as soon as we. Yeah, Mike.
we knew.
We
Y'all
knew.
knew.
Hey, look, I've been telling people a long time. Even then, I used to say, "I'm Otis. I'm Otis Williams."
Oh yeah, you just put it together.
Well, I keep this thing together.
Ain't nobody
I'm
come
gonna be
see
the-
you.
I'm the glue.
Yeah,
They
I'm-
came to see him.
Right.
They came to Dave. No, what you call it was David.
Who?
Brandon. Brandon was
Oh,
David.
never showing up.
Never showed
Never
up.
showed up. Bro. That ain't gonna be there.
Right.
Bro,
Another show.
I answered the phone like, yeah, I'm on my way out there. Hour later, Brandon, where you at? Yeah, I'm on my way out there.
Oh,
then he
man.
quit answering. Shout out, take back to Brandon.
One day we went over, and one day we went over to Brandon's house because we was gonna have rehearsal at his house,
because he wouldn't come to us.
right? Because he wouldn't come to us, and we came to his house at the time. We were knocking on the door. He didn't answer the door. We were like, but he got to be here because their lights are on.
Yeah.
And I don't get into Brandon's business
Right.
and all that. But anyway, like, so we were like, all right, let's go around the back. So we went around the back to his window. They're like, his window, his light on in his room. And we know like how Brandon moms used to be. So she ain't gonna leave, you ain't gonna leave them damn lights on in the house. So we knocking on the window. We're like, that's Brandon's shoe.
In the bed.
He see us.
Hold on, that's his leg. And we're like, Brandon, we can see you.
He ain't moved.
Man, he just laid there.
He ain't moved, man. I remember he had some great shoes on. It was some great Nikes.
Yeah.
I remember.
I don't remember the color, but I
He
remember
said,
that.
I ain't practicing
Great Nikes.
today.
Bro.
Like, dude, would not open that door.
He tried rolling it. He did.
Yeah.
He did. He did.
But then we kept it rolling. It was just me and Ryan. At that point, we were just making music.
That's when I found out I could write R&B. He could write R&B. We both put it together. Like, wait a minute, we can do this.
Oh man, we used to have.
Yeah.
We'd be up all night just making music.
Yeah, bro.
just
Music.
just
2-3 in the morning.
2-3 in the morning, like going in, and we
Never knew people.
Right, and we would feed off each other so well. Like he'll say something, I'm like about to say something, and then we'll just have this crazy idea.
So the harmony's supposed to be
Yeah.
Right,
and I can't. So my voice is low. So
Right.
certain high notes I can't hit. But they need me to go high. I'm like, yeah, we can't do that. We can't do that. That ain't happening.
right. But we-
Attitude, that thing.
yeah, we remember that song Alone. That shit was so funny.
Alone was dope. Remember that recorded part where you had me do the high pitch?
I'm just flabbergasted your ass was singing.
Bro, with no
Yeah, he
problem.
was saying.
That's crazy.
Man,
I'm gonna have to check you out.
we sang, when we performed B2K. It was our second year of our band.
Okay.
It was a B2K song. I kept saying, I don't see no B2K. Then he presented the song. We
Yeah,
practiced this song
Which
so
one
much.
was it?
it was from their first album. It was called
don't even
"Why Do I
remember.
Feel This Way."
Is that what it is? I don't even remember the name of the words.
I found a tape.
That's what I was finna say. We recorded so much. We changed the octave,
Right.
the speed.
Damn.
By the time we was done, we tried to sing with them. It was like, wait, that ain't it.
That ain't even it.
But ours was
Man.
colder.
Yeah, it was. Like I agree. I did have.
Check
We
There's
had
a
all the
tape.
tape songs. Before each tape, we had made up a little song.
Yeah.
Check y'all boys out, man.
Man, bro, we can talk about this all day. Let me stop. Let's
Nah, y'all
move.
good.
So what was it like finding beats and music back then when the internet was so young? Because you were the one who normally came with our production.
Yeah, that's true. Finding beats back then was a lot more difficult than what it is now. 'Cause
Oh, I
back
believe
then
it.
you didn't have so many producers.
You can't just go on YouTube and rip it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have fucking YouTube.
No SoundCloud.
Right.
No
None of
SoundCloud. This was back in MP3.com days.
Mm-hmm.
So music and how independent artists got music out was totally different at that point. And
Torrents were big. You had to get torrents.
Torrents was big as a mug. So yeah, finding like music on mp3.com, and there was probably some other little like dark internet type of sites that I used to go on, just find tracks or whatever.
Right. That's what's up. So I know we ain't talked about you in a while, but I know you was rapping early too.
yeah, a little early.
How did you find? Because you were doing it early. How did you find music before you got into producing?
Man, I made my own beats.
Even then?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Even
That's
then?
how I started because I didn't want to keep looking for none. So,
Right.
I was just looking up beat programs. Now shout out to I forgot his name, Will Virgil Hawkins. I don't know if you know him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We go by Virgil, but
Yeah, Virgil, yeah. But I haven't met him. It's crazy how we met. Because the program I had started using is called Fruity Loops. It's
we know Fruity Loops.
Yeah, we definitely.
And he wasn't familiar with it. So he thought it was just like some cereal box.
Yeah,
type
exactly.
shit.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying? And we discussing and debating it. And I said, well, let me just let you hear some shit that I got, and we could just go from there.
Right.
And once he heard it, like, that's when we started collabing and started doing stuff. And after that, it just went from there.
That's love.
Yeah, I just wanted to start making my own, so I ain't have to pay nobody for no beats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything could be just me. Whether it was trash or good, it's mine. So I'm going to go ahead and put it out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That make perfect sense.
It does. It really do.
How did you record your early songs?
Oh man, the first like songs is like on a tape,
Okay.
right?
Tape boy. Talk boy?
Sort of. It was like a maybe like a record, like a little tape recorder.
Oh, okay. You were hitting the record button and making noise yourself. Okay.
Man, and then I got sorry, what the cough.
Oh, no, you good.
I got a karaoke machine. I do need some water. Super sorry. Y'all can cut this part.
No. We're going to keep this in.
You gonna
Keep going. You keep talking.
Okay, anyway, it's right there in that cabinet up there. Anyway, I got a karaoke machine.
Okay.
So I would record myself and then put the other tape into the other deck. And that's where I learned how to record tracks
Really?
before. And this is on tapes.
Right.
So you can't see it, but you can hear it, obviously.
Right.
So I was recording myself one time and then put it in the
Trying to
other
do your
deck
harmony on the other
and then
side.
do my harmonies on the other side. So I started that way. I appreciate it.
That's
And
crazy.
shout out to my music teacher,
Shout out.
to Mr. Walker. He used to work at Lorenzo
Shout
R.
out.
Smith because he put me on to recording that way. So
Really?
this is back when I was in the 8th grade. I was
Okay.
recording like this. When I got to like high school, that's when I got a computer and I was using Cakewalk.
Cakewalk.
I ain't seen
I
Cakewalk in a
remember
long
motherfucking
time.
Cakewalk. So
Cakewalk.
shout out to my father.
Shout out to Cakewalk.
Yeah, the legend, R.I.P. for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he was the one that put me onto digital recording.
Yeah.
And that's still what I'm doing now.
He said, "Son, you was playing around. Let me help you."
Exactly. Like he seen the little karaoke thing. Like that's
That was
all
like
right,
one of the
but-
first audio, like Adobe Edition type.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah.
remember motherfucker.
Everybody had
And
Cakewalk.
in that blue
Cakewalk.
box. I remember Cakewalk.
And Cakewalk was once I got Cakewalk, and then back then though I had like maybe Windows 95 or 98 or something, so you can only record up to 8 tracks.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then that was a step
That was
up.
huge.
Yeah.
Because you could still record other tracks in the tracks back then.
And you sure
Yeah,
could.
Once I
Yeah.
learned how to make beats, and that was just one track for me,
Yeah.
I was good.
Oh
I
yeah.
said, yeah, we can double, triple, however it is we need
Right.
to do.
Exactly.
Instead of having all of it be a beat. Like
Right.
at first, all my 8 tracks was
Just
just
the beats. Right.
How the fuck I combine all
You had
that?
to combine them and then do it again.
Yeah, then do it over.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Once you figured that shit out and it started advancing, like Cakewalk definitely helped for sure.
Oh
So,
yeah.
hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Cakewalk.
Straight out the Cakewalk, man.
Cakewalk.
We spent so many nights on Cakewalk.
Bro,
For sure.
bro,
Man, but yeah, that's where
just
it
trying to
began.
get it right.
Yep.
So then, you graduated and you went to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And you went to school for music.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us what that was like? The name of the school?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of experience.
So I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta,
Okay.
and
Shout out to the Art Institute of Atlanta.
no, you ain't got to shout them hoes out.
Oh, take it back. Take it back.
Nope.
Double up.
Hell no.
Take back.
Hell no.
Yes, I like that.
Hell no. No, you can take that back.
Take back.
I like that.
I paid them too much. I paid them too much money. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. I'm sorry.
Another
See, I get
time for
depressed.
another show,
thinking,
though. We
oh
good.
man. Anyway, so yeah, I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta and I studied digital media production.
Okay.
And within digital media production was audio, video, obviously, and
Right.
and also graphic design and all that stuff.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's dope.
Yeah.
And what was the experience like moving away? Because that was your first real time away from home,
Man,
full
yes.
time with no adults watching you.
From Hopkins to Atlanta.
Oh, Hopkins to Atlanta, and I had no family,
No
I had
friends.
no friends,
Yeah.
I had no hell. I barely had money. Whatever.
Brandon was in Atlanta. No,
But
he
no,
was
he
in Memphis
came-
at first.
He was in
at
Memphis
at first.
Right,
You're
he
right.
was in Memphis at first.
Take it back, Brandon.
Take it back. Right, we'll get there. But when I moved to Atlanta, like I think because I was so like ambitious at that time, like I just wanted to make it. And at this point,
I remember
this is
that.
back in like the days of the Yin Yang Twins.
Yeah.
This is back when when
Early
young
T.I., early
early
Luda.
T.I., early Luda.
Yeah.
This is when Sierra was just now popping.
Right.
This is when Crime Mob was popping.
Looking and bucking
Buck.
and ready to fight.
That's
Yeah,
it right
Oh,
there,
nah,
bro.
that's my class there. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
already going.
So
White tees and all that.
all that. So that's when Atlanta was
Popping.
popping, and it was like this mecca of where a lot of the music that we were hearing was coming from. So whenever you turn on BET, which we watched a lot at that time, everything was like in Atlanta. You know, they were always at Morehouse or at Spelman or at Clark Atlanta, like filming.
Move, side, move, milk it, milk it, milk it. You know, for the streets.
Yeah, like
He was always in Atlanta. At the
yeah. So it was like for me, like as a kid that's from Hopkins, like to see Atlanta, I was just like, whoa, I
The
gotta,
Black Mecca.
the Black Mecca. Like I was like, I gotta get there. Like I don't know what I'm doing here, but I know whatever it is, I gotta get there. So that's why when we was talking about the price of college earlier, to me, to be really honest, at that particular point, I believe that my mind was like, man, damn the money.
I'm gonna pay that back.
I'm gonna pay
gonna
that.
make it.
I'm gonna pay that back,
Yeah.
and a lot of it I did.
I bet.
You know, so it's like I'm not, and that's not a brag. That's just
You blessed, bro.
All you did.
listen.
You're blessed, and it is what it is.
It is what it is. But the thing is, it was like I was so ambitious, so you couldn't tell me that my dreams wasn't gonna happen. Like you couldn't say, "Oh, Mike, that's not gonna happen." People did though. They did say, "Well, Mike, it might be a little."
Yeah,
you know,
I remember.
you know,
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Like,
How much you say that school cost?
Right, exactly. Like, and you gonna go down there and try to get a record deal? You know how many people down there trying to get record deals? I heard it all.
But like you said earlier, man, like I did not recognize how hood and how mentality hood wise we were at.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
really thought like it was just normal.
I thought it was normal because honestly, I always told people when I was in college, like I grew up, I thought I was rich.
Bro,
Like, and
I
I
thought
grew
we
up-
was good.
Oh, yeah, I grew up in a trailer. Like eventually, mom started doing
Yeah,
other
she
things.
started making a
But
little money. And
like growing up, though, I grew up with the kerosene heater. You know, I grew up with the wood burning stove, and we had to use that to warm and cook the food. You know what I'm saying? I grew up like that.
Right.
So growing up, though, I still felt rich. I didn't feel
Right.
like
you hadn't seen poverty.
I haven't seen poverty, not even realizing I was probably smack dead in it. Now, you know, but the thing that I realized when I got older, the reason why I felt so rich was because honestly, we was rich with love, though. Like we grew up with,
Your
we,
family was tight.
man,
Always.
our family was like them cousins, my cousins. We grew up like brothers and sisters for real. Like it wasn't like, oh, yeah, it's my cousin. I see them every now and then. Like no, we was always together. And mind you, I was one of the youngest, so the youngest normally get a lot of the love. They get a lot of playtime. So I was that young when they got a lot of love from my
Fan
aunties.
favorite. Yeah.
Definitely, you know. So growing up, I just thought I was rich because I thought, you know, shit, I got everything. But when I went off to college, I realized then, like, shit, bro, we was struggling.
So in the beginning, it was tough, huh?
Man, it was a culture shock for me just being from Hopkins. And I say Hopkins because I want to make sure that's like a point.
Right.
I don't want to say Kankakee because
It's rural.
it's I want people to connect with that.
Right.
Like
Right.
when I got to Atlanta, this is like a city. I'm from the sticks.
Right.
I'm from the dirt road.
Everybody on you. It's always a crowd everywhere you go.
Man, it's like
I'm gonna give you one to blow both y'all mind because I know you moved to Dallas for a while. Remember the first time you moved away? When did you realize, man, this is the first time I go places and I don't recognize no faces?
Bruh, and I went to Walmart, fam. You know, Walmart in Kankakee.
You know everybody.
You
Right.
see at least 3 people.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know nobody in there,
Yeah.
bro. And I just walked around. Walked around, bro. I was just like,
Mind blown.
Like,
it felt good though,
It felt
right?
good.
At
Yeah.
first,
At
for
first.
me, it bothered me out
Oh,
there.
really?
So I live in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? When I first moved up here, I was like, oh, I like this. I could come bum me if I want to. I ain't
No,
got
yeah.
nobody to care about it though.
Yeah.
And then one day I was at Walmart and I was having a rough day mentally. And I was like, dang, man, I ain't gonna run into no face who gonna help make my day better.
Damn.
Dang.
Yeah. And you know, that's really what it was for me. Like when I got down there, it was like once my mom, because my mom and her friend Deltina, shout out to Deltina.
Shout out
to Deltina Love. I ain't seen her in a long time. I hope she's doing well. They drove me down there. When they left, that's when it hit me like, damn, I'm here by myself. I don't know nobody. If anything happens to me, it just freaking happens. Yeah. Because this is before social media.
Right.
The only social media we had at this point is Black Planet.
Right.
Like,
shout out to Black Planet. Every Black man got a good Black Planet story.
That's
a whole nother.
That's a whole
time for another show.
Hope y'all right.
Yeah.
I played the fifth. Black Planet. I was using your services the wrong way.
It was the right way.
It was the right way. But when I got down there, like my mind was so focused on, I need to find those BET people. Right. I got to find those record labels. And at this point, LaFace records was fading out. They had already sort of faded out.
That's when Def Jam was coming in.
Def Jam was coming in, but this is sort of when Arista was taking the record labels. So in the Arista eventually, this is record label talk. But you know, you're okay. So this is around that time. So I'm like, yo, get me to those record producers, blah blah blah. Somebody. And I was at the perfect school because I'm around other artists. Mm-hmm. This is an art school, so they know somebody. So so me growing up, I was always sort of quiet. I was very shy. I was very shy, very quiet. I wasn't probably the one that's going to start a conversation. Yeah. But when I went off to college, I remember having pep talks with myself in the mirror. Like, have you ever seen Insecure? The HBO show? How Issa Rae talk? I'm sure some people out there probably have.
Shout out to Insecure. We ain't seen it.
Yeah, I ain't seen it.
No,
well, Issa
I work
Rae,
too much to catch all the shows.
Issa Rae has
she
pep talks. So she even rapped to herself.
Yeah,
I was legit that person. I would be like, yo, you going to school today? You that quiet? That's in Hopkins. That dude that don't talk to people, that's in Hopkins. You got to get out here. Mike was so quiet.
We are outward bound. It's like 20 of us, and we all know each other. Mike would be like, hey, ask such and such. And you know me, I don't care. Ask such and such and they got another paper. Now, this is Mike. Look, this is Mike. This is me. This is such and such. Ask such and such, they got some more paper. I was like, Mike, they right there. He'd be like, come on, man, ask me. Hey, such and such.
Such and such can hear y'all.
Yeah, but
no.
You need some paper, bro?
No, because he was so soft spoken.
I was very soft spoken.
You know how when you go into your introverted mode. Yeah. But he would use me like, hey, talk to.
Like, because they know you, Ryan. They know you. Everybody know you.
Yeah, go ask if we could.
Right.
I'm like, wow, okay.
So I'm at an art school. And was that part of the question?
Yeah,
okay. My bad.
All right,
cool. All right. So, like, I'm at an art school in Atlanta, and I'm around all these people. And Atlanta is so, like, well knit. I'm not sure if you've ever been and how it's like just with the 285 and the circle and all that shit. So everything is easy to get to. Mm-hmm. So as far as like partying people with at Morehouse and Spelman, all that shit is sort of all kind of just in the same mix. So I was able to network with a lot of those kids too. And while doing that, again, I was pep talking myself like, you ain't that shy dude. Right. You that dude that go fucking get it.
Yeah. Be embarrassed, but keep going.
There you go. Right. You be embarrassed, you trip, you fall. And at this point, I was so like not used to talking to people that I used to talk like this all the time. Yeah. So I used to like mumble over my words a lot of times. So you remember that shit? Like I used to talk like this and people didn't really understand what I was saying. Until I started to like realize that shit. So I started to slow myself down. And this has come from pep talking. Right. This has come from like being real with myself. Like, yo, people ask you too much. What did you say? You got to start articulating, Mike. Yeah. And this is how I talk to myself. Like, yo, get it together. Let's go.
A beautiful thing, though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. So I began to articulate. I began to slow myself down and speak. And from that, I began to sort of make acquaintances and friends, and I started getting into different studios. If they were hanging out at the studio, I'm coming to that studio. Oh, they said Sierra gonna be over there. Hey, I'm going over there.
Right.
You know, they said such gonna be over there. I'm going over there. Because at this point, I was a writer. I was always a writer. I was trying to write. I wasn't trying to sing necessarily, but if singing was gonna be it, I was gonna take it.
You getting on?
I'm getting on.
Some type of way.
Some type of way, and the amount I believed in myself, I wish I still had more of that. I mean, I believe in myself still today, but that tenacity I had to hear a no and just be like, oh, they just haven't seen the best of me. That's okay. Right. I can take that no because I it's probably something I got to learn anyway.
You got to talk in the mirror more.
Hey, yo, I got to talk in the mirror more. Hey, you was a little flat on that note, but hey, you gonna get this shit together.
Right. Yeah.
So when it came to even being a better singer, I began to rehearse myself. Like I began to study other singers and be like, okay, he hit that note just after that note. I was really studying like Brian McKnight at the time.
Yeah, range.
So I wanted that range. And that's what I wanted. I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna be singing, because what was happening was I was going to a lot of auditions at this point too, whether it be songwriting or singing. I was seeing a lot of other male singers, which was good because I can see, I guess, the competition. And I'm not competitive, but for some reason, when it came to this part of it, I was like, I'm about to study what y'all doing. I'm gonna do something different.
Okay.
So watching them like audition, and at this point, this is when John Legend has started to become, you know, and at that point, everybody started to have that same vibrato.
It's about 2005, 2006, right?
There you go. So now we move into 2000. Right, exactly. So I went to school in 04. Then this is like going into that era of 2005. Everybody started to have that same vibrato or try to mimic his vibrato because he had a very unique voice. But for me, I like John Legend, but I just still felt like, no, I'm gonna do me. If they all sing,
John got that. Why we all sound like John?
Yeah, exactly. If John is doing that and everybody else in this line is singing the same damn tune, I'm gonna sing like me. I'm gonna try to find something else. So that's when I would start studying Brian McKnight. And another thing I started studying too, because I wanted to have the range. Because a lot of these guys I knew they could sing really good, but they didn't have the high parts. Right. Which was weird for me because I was so shy. So to sing me to sing a high note was like, you can sing that shit?
You can sing?
Right. You know, so I started studying girls. Yeah. I started studying Coco from SWV. And she's a freaking soprano. Like, but I'm like in the car trying, man. Like, I'm in that killing my voice.
Right. But it made it stronger.
But it made it stronger in the end. So eventually, and I don't want to skip up none of your questions.
No, keep going. No, you go, Mike. Yeah. And when you get done, my guy,
that scared you.
No, you don't have about noise. What is it?
Oh, that's the we have a dumpster back there.
That's all good, but okay. Nobody was more for him. I saw him look at me, so I gave it again.
See his face.
But yeah,
so big brother mode. I can't, you know. My mama said I gotta watch my sister.
Oh, right. There you go. But yeah.
So then, all of the training, all the auditions leads you to a group.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about the group. What was the name? How did you get there? What was the biggest point that you guys hit?
Okay. So
why you broke up? If you got it.
Why I love it? Why I broke up? Or this? Okay, I got you.
I can't.
I can't. This is my version of it.
This is the real version.
This is the real version.
Okay.
But and the reason why I say that is because people. What I've learned is, at the time I didn't know no better. But now that I'm older, I realize that everybody has a different perspective of what happens in any story.
Right.
Regardless of what you get pissed off about what somebody said, that was their perspective. That's what they say.
Regardless.
You know, and this is my first time ever talking about this publicly. I never brought this up ever publicly.
Exclusive.
I
knew you was gonna do a noise.
I never spoke about this part of my life like publicly. I put a little bit of it in the book that I wrote.
And he wrote a book.
And Reason Why I Sing is on. I think it's on Amazon. I don't even. To be honest, I haven't even seen my book in a while. I know I still collect royalties.
If it's there, I'm sure he'll put a link.
Yeah, I still collect royalties, so it's out there somewhere. Somebody's buying it. But hey, and if you want to buy it, now I would say it was my first project, and I hired an amateur editor. So Bear with
Fuck
some.
all that, just read
Bear
it.
read it. There you go.
Yeah.
It's good. You gonna like it.
You gonna like it.
You can't talk and read at the same time, so shut up and read.
So, what was I?
So how did you start?
Okay, all right, okay. So at this point, I'm still auditioning in Atlanta, not really making a lot of leeway, but I was at this point in the studios a lot, working with different producers that were working with like I did like some ghostwriting for some people too.
Okay.
Like rappers and shit. So I was doing that for a while, and even did like little hooks and shit like that for people because I was still singing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I seen this group Final Draft, which was popular in Atlanta already. They had already did Soul Train at this point. I knew who they were. And they were looking for a lead singer, which was weird because I'm looking like they were just on Soul Train. This is back when Soul Train was still on.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, they just did Soul Train. Why the hell they looking for a lead singer already? What the hell? That some must be up. But
they need money.
They need but
Y'all need Ruffy. Yeah.
But I'm gonna try out for it because I was trying out for every little opportunity I could probably get at that point. And at this point, I'm like 21 or something like that, something like hella young.
Pop up on for sure.
Exactly. So my mind is still.
Worst could happen, they gonna say no.
That's it. That's it. Like my mind is like, get it. Let's get it. So I remember the whole ride on my way to the audition for them. Like I'm in the car, like hyping myself, like you got this. And they were like, before I got there, I remember them saying, make sure you prepare a piece where you're gonna do falsetto. And I was like, shit, I don't know no falsetto songs. I'm not really even good. Last time I did falsetto was that fucking Little Mermaid. Yeah. I ain't did no damn falsetto, but I remember putting on the Leah. Freaking let me know at your best.
Right.
I was like in the car, like blowing my vocals out on my way to the audition, trying to get that damn shit right. But anyway, I got there. I never even had to sing the song. I sung a Tank song. I forget which one it was. But I auditioned for them, and I was nervous as shit, but I was excited because I knew them, and they lived in this really big house, big beautiful house, and I was just like, man, God, just give me this opportunity.
Yeah, I'm gonna run.
Lord,
I just
give me
need
this
one.
opportunity. I just need one.
I just need one.
Yeah. Like, I just need that one yes. And out of all the no's I've heard throughout the years, like I had been in Atlanta from 2004. At this point, this was early 2008. So 4 years of a whole bunch of no's to this. I get to this one point, just trying it one more time. And I got a yes. And not that night, though. I auditioned for them. They're like, we'll call you back, whatever. Kind of nonchalant, whatever, going on, little boy.
You thought it was over with the way they. Yeah.
I thought it was over because I had been to so many auditions and it just kind of seemed to be that way. And then I got a call back like, hey, we want you to come back to the house. We want you to re-audition for one of our producers or something like that. So I get back over there and it's early in the day that time. And I remember they asked me to dance. And I'm thinking like,
Mike wasn't a dancer.
I wasn't a dancer, man. Like I ain't no damn dancer. But here goes that voice again. And because like when you're in the mirror by yourself, you be getting it. You be getting it. So that's when I was like, in my mind, like,
we in this mirror.
You better get it.
You
better turn up.
Move them shoulders, lift your feet.
You better turn.
Well, he at least got rhythm, so he can work with it.
And that's exactly
a little bit more than two-step. That's all I gotta do.
Yeah, that's all we need.
That's exactly what the choreographer said once I finished. He got rhythm.
Yeah, he got rhythm.
He can't dance, but he got rhythm.
Hey.
He was on beat awfully.
We can work with that.
He was on beat, yeah, and like, and I just remember like really in that moment, like truly losing it myself, like just giving it all because I'm like
a movie zoned out.
It was truly like a movie. And then after that part, it set us down and was like, hey, okay, so this is what we want you to do. We want you to join the group. So I was like excited. I'm like probably even teared up a little bit because I was like, damn,
I made it.
I made it. Because at this point, the group was signed to Bad Boy South, which was Block Entertainment. Which was so this was back when, I'm not sure if y'all remember the MJG's 8 Ball.
Yeah, Young Jock and all.
Young Jock was
we
on
was
there.
just playing for MJG.
There you go.
Way up
Made
there.
a trap.
Exactly. So this is back. They were on that label.
Shoot club.
Shoot the club
Man.
up.
Listen.
Use we ain't gonna go no further.
But yeah, this is that label and this is at that time. So I'm like, yo,
I'm on.
And I was so excited. I was like, I called my mom and I was just like, don't tell nobody though.
Shit,
Don't
bro.
say nothing because people have a weird way of spoiling your
Right.
good news or
Right.
spoiling a blessing. You know, so I was like, don't tell nobody, but they about to put me in this group. And I was like, and I'm a lead singer. I was like,
I ain't supposed to be here, Bob.
I ain't even supposed to be.
We tricked them.
I ain't even
We got we I don't know how to do it, but
like, cause I'm thinking like, they think I can really sing. Like, and mind you, like, yeah, I was really working on my voice.
Yeah,
I was
I
truly
remember.
working on my voice. But I still was like, I think I can sing. Like, I think I got it, but I know I need some work, you
the
know?
Hopkins in you was like,
Yeah, exactly. The real was
yeah,
like,
work,
nah,
bro.
you know, you need to really work.
But you know what's crazy though? The hardest competition be at home.
That's it.
The hardest competition be at home.
It's
bro.
at home. It
You
is.
go out of town and do it, and they be like, "Bro, you work so hard, you so good," and you thinking in your head, "Shit, I be going against these motherfuckers back at their house."
When I
Yeah.
listen, like, yo, seriously, and I would tell people this all the time when I was in Atlanta. And they would get like, we would have debates about music and shit and talent. And even when I was on ships, I would have this talk with my team and tell them some of the best talent I ever met
Back
and
from my
heard
crib,
is in
bro.
Kankakee, Illinois. Period.
Yeah.
Some of the best music talent I ever seen. And I've been around this motherfucker. I've been around this world a few
Everything,
times.
bro. Yeah.
If we understood that, how much talent there is musically, and then we have the sport talent.
Bro, this show alone, we done had sports, hairdressers, music, filmmakers, poetry writers, authors, all
So
the
much.
women. The superintendent been on this motherfucker. Like,
Yeah,
fam, it's so much stuff.
It's so much more to go.
It's so much more to go. It's so
go,
much
man.
more to explore. And it's like, I think the reason why, and I was trying to think of the reason why it was like that and why I felt that way. And it's not me being biased. Are you just from there? You just think that? No, people. I've been around, like, so many singers.
Yeah.
I ain't heard people sing and put it down like they did in Kankakee or like they did in Hopkins. I ain't heard that type of singing. It's a certain thing. And I don't know if it's
You
the,
can feel it when they do it.
yeah, I don't know if it's the struggle.
I was just finna say struggle.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if
Struggle
it's
hustle.
that, because that struggle will do something to you.
That struggle hustle.
But you know what? It could also be part of music. The best singers are people who believe what they say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe because it's more of a simpler area than Atlanta or
Right.
Dallas or Chicago.
Yeah.
They believe in some of the things they
Yeah.
really sing.
this shit
Yeah.
gotta work.
This
Yeah.
shit gotta work. That's all I
This
got.
can't be it, bro.
Right. This all I got.
So that could be it.
But yeah,
So you in the group.
in the group.
Okay,
We
you
there.
signed the Bad
We
Boy
there.
South.
They were signed to Bad Boy South. Now,
Mm.
so because of some discrepancies with
Dun,
that,
dun,
dun. I mean, like, yeah, when the group was on that label, right?
But you personally
I personally,
never signed
even though I
them.
was a part of that group
Mhm.
at that particular time, I personally never signed with Block anything with Block.
not even as a member of the group.
Not even as a member of the group. I signed on, the only contract I signed at that time was through the management
through the
through the group.
God,
So I was signed.
you were signed to the manager.
pretty
Yes.
You weren't signed to the label.
to the label, exactly.
That's
the
weirdly
labels,
cold.
right?
Because it pulls you out of everything at the end.
Everything. So I didn't sign. There was no label deal for me to sign until like a year or so later.
Got it.
That came later. But when I first got to the group, my contract was directly with the manager.
Okay.
Which was I think a tool.
makes sense,
It
yeah.
makes sense
Figure
because
you out, see if you're gonna be here. Yeah.
there you go. And I have to give, shout out to them, honestly, because they didn't
out,
have to
take
believe
back?
in me. Oh yeah, no, ain't no take back.
Okay, cool. Shout out to the
Shout-
management.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out. Ain't no take back. I mean, as the story develops, it may be sometimes you may be like, oh shit. But that was my perspective.
Okay.
And that's what happened.
For sure.
There you go.
This is the Mike Spears show.
Yeah, I know you got
Yeah.
So whatever their perspective is, if they
It's
want
what
to
it
come
is.
say
Shit,
it,
fuck
they
them,
want to.
goddamn.
No. You got a perspective you want to talk about? Come on the show.
Hey,
Man.
that's a
and
good
then
plug.
and then when they want to talk their perspective, I'm still gonna be able to look at you like, well, Mike said.
Until
Mike
then,
said.
fuck shit.
Hey,
Till
but
then,
Mike
fuck
said.
that.
So Mike Bragg. But yeah, so
And Spears said.
but the thing is, I give them their props and the kudos even to this day, even back when I was there, was because they seen something in me that out of those 4 years, and I was Atlanta, and I was working that nobody else was recognizing.
Yeah.
Nobody else was seeing the drive. Nobody else was seeing how hungry I was to make it at that point. So that's why I can't, just like throw the deuces up to them, because they really believed in me.
Completely understand.
And got me on a platform that so many people wanted.
Yeah.
So many people in Atlanta that was my age that sounded probably better than I did, probably looked better than I did. Whatever I presented that day, God was on my side, and I got in there.
That's so, man.
For sure.
Gotta get this money.